Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi everyone. I am Ahmad Bahauddin from Faculty of Food Science and Nutrition, University of Malaysia Sabah. And today I would like to share with you my work entitled The Effect of Food Sensitive Factors and Restaurant Image on Customer Satisfaction between franchise and local fast food restaurant. Right. For this presentation, I will start with the introduction, followed by the methodology, and then we go through the result and discussion, and the last one is the conclusion. Right. For the start, we know that food service industry is evolved tremendously today, right? Is due to the changing of the lifestyle and eating habit these days that urge for a repeat and convenient meal as our people keep mobilized every day, right? So hence, right, as a result, the fast foods meal are more preferred by current modernized society, and if we can see these days, most of these fast food channels are operated by the international franchises such as KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, and many more. However, there is an increasing trend on the local fast food restaurant growth, particularly in Malaysia, right? In, by changing, right, these changing setup, the international and local restaurant chains are trying to satisfy the demand of the customers due to evolving, not just for the competition, but also to the effect of the evolving of eating habit pattern among the people, right? In fact, in identification of a key factor that contributes to customer satisfaction might help the industry to sustain the business, particularly for the local restaurant. We know that food is important, right? Food quality, right, factor is important, right, for the satisfaction and loyalty of any consumer, right. In part of that, it is focusing on the food sensory and also restaurant image also is an important factors in determining the customer loyalty and satisfaction. However, most of the previous study are focusing on assessing the level of restaurant atmosphere, meaning the intrinsic factor, right, and also the employee service, all right, compared to these two factors, right. And in addition, there is no evidence in previous study to verify the influence of the food sensory and restaurant image in the fast food restaurant on the customer satisfaction. Right, there are lack of study, particularly on the local versus international franchisor, and also there's no study have been done in the Malaysian scope. All right. So basically, this is our theoretical framework, which is these two factors. I have some relation, there's some positive relationship to the customer satisfaction, the restaurant image, and also food sensory. Right, for the objective of this study are two. Right, for the first one is to compare the effect of food sensitive factors and restaurant image towards customer satisfaction between franchise and the local fast food restaurants. Right, for the second one, to investigate the relationship between food sensitive factors and sensory image towards the customer satisfaction between franchise and local fast food restaurant. Right, for the methodology, right, 420 respondents involved in this study, which is we divide this into two, right. 50 of them will respond to the franchise restaurant, which is the KFC, and another 50% will respond in the view of the local restaurant, which is we pick Bronos restaurant over here, right. We pick these two restaurant. One is represent the franchise restaurant, which is the KFC, and also Bronos for the local restaurant, and both restaurant selling the same main dish, which is the fried chicken. So we have a similar dish, and also from these two, one is a franchise restaurant, which is a well-known KFC, and the one is a local Sabahan restaurant, which is selling the same meal, right? The Bronos chicken restaurant. Alright, for the location, it involves four main shopping complex in Kota Kinabalu City in Sabah. And for the sampling is we use a convenient sampling For the instrument, we are using one set of questionnaire involving several section, which I will explain it afterwards. And this questionnaire was adapted from this Ryu et al. 2012, and also Yang and Zhang, right, from in 2007. For the data analysis, there are three. Right, descriptive analysis. This is for the reliability and validity. For the questionnaire, when we need to compare, right, the factor score franchise among between franchise and also local restaurant. And the last one is CPM correlation to measure the relationship between factors and consumer satisfaction. All right. Right, for the questionnaire, there are four parts: A, B, C, and D. Right, for part A is covered for the demography. For part B, we are focusing on the food sensory, which involve the factor, right, presentation, aroma, taste, texture, temperature, and also the consistency. Right, for the C, for the restaurant image, which include ambience, service, price, and also menu variety. And the last one, part D, is customer satisfaction, which is the overall feeling towards the restaurants. Right, for the result in discussion, this is in general the respondents' characteristic based on the demographic, such as gender, race, age, education level, and also monthly income. Right, but we are focusing on those two, the differences on those two factors between the type of the restaurant, which is the franchise and also local. Right, for the first one, food sensory differences between franchise and local restaurant, we found out that, right, only one factor, which is food presentation, are significantly different between franchise and local, which local had higher scores compared to franchise restaurant. Right, as we can see over here, franchise restaurant had highest rank in also rank score on the aroma, taste, and texture, while for the local restaurant got higher rank on the presentation, temperature, and also consistency. And we can say that there is a competitive trend between these two type of restaurant, whereby for the franchise had a higher score on the intrinsic sensory attribute, which is the aroma, taste, and the texture, whereby local restaurant has higher score on the extrinsic sensory attribute, which is the temperature and also consistency, and also the presentation. So basically, there are two some sort, like, even it's not significant, there are some pattern that we can observe in this score within this factor for the food sensory. Right, for the second one, for the restaurant image, right, differences between franchise and local restaurant. Right, most of the respondent agreed on the positive statements stated in the questionnaire, which is they are quite satisfied with the dining experience in this restaurant based on those factors, which is the ambience, service quality, price, and also menu variety. But again, local restaurant had significantly higher value for most of the restaurant image factors, such as ambient, service quality, and the price, while franchise restaurant had higher mean value at only one factor, which is the menu variety. Right, we can see from the table over here, right, all the p-value are significant, and it can be divided into two: ambience, service quality, and price. Higher in the local restaurant, but for menu variety is higher in the franchise restaurant. Right, for the customer satisfaction, right, there are significant difference between local and franchise restaurant, which is local had higher score on the customer satisfaction. But again, right, it can say that consumers are more convenient having meal at the local fast food restaurant, and also comfort with the restaurant image. Right, this could be due to the food sensory and restaurant image that consequently affect the consumer satisfaction, which is in line. This is in line explained in our study, which the higher score is, or most of the score are quite higher in terms of for the local, so compared to the franchise restaurant. Right, for the relationship between food sensory factors and restaurant image to the customer satisfaction, we can see from this table, right, all the factors, right, where the food sensory and also the restaurant image are positively significant, correlate with the customer satisfaction. All right. So basically, overall, all the factors studied show the significant relationship on the food sensory and restaurant image factor towards customer satisfaction among both local and franchise restaurant. Right, these results are was consistent with those previous studies, which show that food sensory and also restaurants are significantly predictive to the customer satisfaction. Right, even the study is quite limited, but most of those study showed the similar things, right, findings. Right, second, a higher positive correlation are obtained. Right, as you can see from the table just now. Right, there are a positive relationship between those factors and also the customer satisfaction. It showed that both sensory and rational means in this restaurant could possibly be more attractive to consumer compared to franchise restaurant, which is because all the scores in terms of local for the local restaurant are higher compared to the franchise of fast food restaurant. Right. As the conclusion, we can say that both local and franchise restaurant had a suitable rating among the consumer. Right. But again, local restaurant showed a higher rate on the most factor rating, either on food sensory and restaurant image. This show that this local restaurant have potential in spreading and expand their business, and franchise should revisit their food quality and restaurant image in order to sustain their business. All right. With that, this is the reference for my study. Right. With that, thank you. I open for any question and I open for the question Q&A session. Thank you.